At kaugnay po sa ika-4 na impeachment complaint na inihain laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte at iba pang issue, kausapin po natin si House Justice Committee Chairperson at Batangas 2nd District Representative Jervil Luistro. Magandang umaga at welcome po sa Balitang Hali, ma'am.
Magandang umaga, Connie, and thank you for having me here.
Ma'am, may mga nagsasabi sa timing daw ng pagkakahain ng ika-4 na impeachment complaint laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte, baka magkakonekta ho yan kasi matapos nagdeklara na nga, natatakbo siya bilang Pangulo sa 2028 elections. Ano ho ba ang tingin nyo dyan?
Well, we cannot comment on that, no? In as far as the Justice Committee is concerned, ang trabaho namin is to wait kung kailan ma-transmit ito sa Justice Committee and to conduct the same deliberation and evaluation that we had, similar dun sa nangyari sa impeachment complaint against the President, no? As to whatever is the motive about the filing of the 4th impeachment complaint, we are totally unaware of that.
Okay, pero sa nakikita ho natin, parang yung unang 3 at ito pong pang-4 ay parang pare-pareho lang halos yung kanila pong nandoon sa content ng kanila pong inihain for impeachment. Ano? Meron ho bang limitasyon o deadline sa bilang ho na maaari pang maghain ng impeachment complaint laban kay VP Sara?
Under the rules, Connie, no, wala naman kasing restriction kung ilan ang pwedeng ma-file na complaint for as long as it is being filed within the reglementary period, no? We have to remember, hindi naman nagbago yung Francisco ruling, what operates initiation in as far as impeachment complaint is concerned is kapag may referral na sa Justice Committee. To this date, wala pang referral, no? I think the first 3 impeachment complaints were transmitted already to the Office of the Speaker. Ito namang pang-4, perhaps nasa office pa ng Secretary General. But since wala pang nare-refer sa Justice Committee at hindi pa rin naglalaps yung 10 session days when the Office of the Speaker is supposed to include all this impeachment of complaints in the order of business of the plenary. So I think pwede pa mag-file ng impeachment complaint.
Okay, posible ho ba daw na makaapekto kaya sa gagawing pagtalakay ng Justice Committee sa impeachment complaint laban kay VP Sara, yung kanyang maagang pag-anunsyo ng pagtakbo bilang Pangulo sa 2028 elections, ma'am?
I hope it will not affect, no? Kasi sana ma-realize ng mga members ng Justice Committee that this is a constitutional duty that we really have to face, no? This is not a question of gusto ba namin o ayaw namin. This is not a question of pro-administration ba kami o pro-Duterte ba kami. No. This is a constitutional duty na kailangang harapin ng members ng Justice Committee and ultimately by the members of all the members of the House when we already approve or disapprove the committee report of the Justice Committee.
Okay, para naman ho dun sa Makabayan Block, taktika raw yung deklarasyon ni VP Sara para mapigilan daw yung pag-usad ng impeachment case laban sa kanya. Ganyan rin ho ba kaya yung nakikita ninyong sentimiento ngayon sa House?
Connie, I am very conservative. My perspective is as chairperson of the Justice Committee, no? So regardless of the consequence of the pronouncement of the Vice President kahapon and regardless of the motive of the complainants behind this 4 impeachment complaints already, di ba? Ang iniisip lang namin sa Justice Committee is for us to be able to do our duty in as far as the determination of probable cause supporting the impeachment complaint is concerned, Connie.
Alright. Malinaw po yan. At may mga karagdagang tanong pa po ang aking partner na si Raffy Tima.
Magandang tanghali po. Kung ano po yung update dun sa 3 naunang impeachment complaint laban kay VP Sara? Nabanggit nyo kanina na transmit na sa opisina ni House Speaker Bogie D. Ano na po yung susunod na hakbang doon?
Yes, so from the date of referral to the Office of the Speaker, no, I'm just checking, no, the first and the second complaint were referred to the Office of the Speaker on February 5. Tapos itong 3rd complaint naman referred to Office of the Speaker on February 9, no? So counting from February 5, Raffy, no? The Office of the Speaker has a period of 10 session days within which to include the impeachment complaints in the order of business. At kailangan ito ma-observe strictly, ha? Because if we don't, mag-ooperate yung pronouncement ng Supreme Court in the recent resolution that because of inaction of the House of Representatives upon the lapse of the reglementary period, considered or deemed initiated already ang impeachment complaint, no? So, given these dates, no, Rafi, yung first and second complaint, unang na-transmit sa Office ni Speaker February 5. So, from February 5, we should count 10 session days, and within that period, dapat mai-include na sa order of business either some or all of the impeachment complaints if that is the desire of the Office of the Speaker.
At ngayong apat na po yung impeachment complaint laban kay VP Sara, ganun din po ba yung magiging order kung ano yung nauna o kung ano yung mauunang makarating po sa inyo galing sa opisina ng House Speaker, yun ang una yung tatalakayin?
Well, we're supposed to tackle everything na marirefer sa amin, no? Just like what we did in the past impeachment deliberation against the President, no? So, ang ginawa naman kasi namin doon ay dineliberate namin per impeachment complaint. And then, we also deliberated upon per ground, di ba? So we will be following the same parameter, the same mode, the same deliberation pagdating dito sa impeachment process against the Vice President, no? But what is important, we should be mindful about that February 5, no? Kasi February 5, na-transmit sa Office ni Speaker yung first two impeachment complaints. So, very significant yung date na yon. Kasi from February 5, dyan tayo bibilang ng 10 session days within which dapat ma-include sa order of business ng plenary ang impeachment complaint. Not only those two, it may include also the third and the fourth. Basta yung 10 session days, it should be counted from February 5.
Okay. Sa payag po ng defense team ni VP Sara, itutugon daw sila sa tamang panahon. Alinsunod sa konstitusyon, kailan po ba yung tamang panahon na dapat makatugon sila doon sa mga reklamo laban sa Vice Presidente?
Well, since Rafi, itong apat na impeachment complaints ay filed under the first mode, no? Sapagkat endorsed ito by few members of the House, no? So I anticipate na ito lahat ay ma-refer sa Justice Committee. So the proper time when to file an answer will be after the determination of form and substance. Doon tayo sa step 3, no? Remember, we summarize the process of the Justice Committee into 5. One is the determination of sufficiency in form. Second is determination of sufficiency in substance. Third, kapag pareha sufficient in form and substance, bibigyan na natin ng notice si respondent for her to file an answer within the period of 10 session days, no? 10 calendar days, no? And then from there, ay pwede pang sumagot ang complainant by way of reply, and then the respondent may answer also by way of rejoinder, and then they may also consider the submission of all evidence, including the swearing in of the affidavit and counter affidavit. At kapag nakompleto niya yan, that's the time that they will proceed to the whether there is sufficient basis to support the impeachment complaint. That is our step 3, Rafi. After that, proceed tayo sa step 4. Dito natin iimbitahin yung parties, complainant, witness, and even the respondent. And again, palaging tinatanong ng mga tao, paano kung hindi pumunta yung respondent? It's actually her prerogative, no? Ito rin yung naging sagot ko during the impeachment process against the President. Whether she comes or not, that's her prerogative because yung presence niya is part of due process.
Okay.
So kung hindi siya dadating, it will only be interpreted as her waiver of her right to be present during the hearing, no? And after that hearing, which is our step 4, we proceed to step 5. That is the determination of the existence of probable cause, no? Whatever will be the decision of the Justice Committee, isusulat namin yan sa committee report, ifo-forward sa plenary, which will be subject to the vote of at least 1/3 of all the members of the House.
Okay, medyo mahaba-haba pa pala pero magsisimula yan kapag natanggap na ninyo yung galing sa opisina ng Speaker. Maraming salamat po sa oras na binahagi niyo po sa Balitang Hali.
Thank you, Rafi, at maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga viewers ng Balitang Hali.
Yan po si House Justice Committee Chairperson, Representative Jervy Luistro.